Let's do it. Come on. Let's do it. Come on. Come on, Commando. Come on, Dutchie. Come on. Hi. Hello. Hi. Welcome to class. Welcome to Husky Homeroom. Welcome. I'm Aliy Zirkle, and these are two of my Alaskan Husky sled dogs. We're here today to learn, to have a good time, to explore. Now, many people ask me, how do I communicate with my dogs? I get that question a lot. You know, I don't really think about how I communicate. Just like you might not think about how you communicate to your mom when you don't want to eat those vegetables on your plate. You might just give her kind of a look. You might make a silly face. Ew, I don't want those. You might make a sound. Ugh. Or you might just come out straightforward and say, Mom, you know, I've eaten so much, I just don't think I can manage to eat those vegetables as well. She will then take all of that information into account, and she will know that you're communicating to her. She'll process what you're saying. Now, communication, oh my, it is incredibly important. It's important to everything, to our living, to our learning, to our life. And many of the difficulties that we have in school and education, oh my gosh, in families around the world is because of lack of communication or simple miscommunication. So I thought we could look at how I, buddy, communicate with my dogs so successfully, and then maybe we can look at that in other situations and see if it'll work. So today on Husky Homeroom, we are going to focus on communication skills. But before we do, let's meet our two teaching assistants for the day. All right, today, close up here in Husky Homeroom, I want you to meet two brothers. These two right here. Now, a couple years ago, we had a dog team that was one of the best teams in the world. And one of the brothers is leaving. Anyway, it won the Yukon Quest 1,000-mile race across the United States and into Canada. And these two dogs were the championship lead dogs. And you're back, just in time for me to talk about you. And they both earned, oh, you're stepping on your brother, don't do that. They both earned the most valuable prize that you can earn in a sled dog race, and that is the MVD, or Most Valuable Dog, which is also the Golden Harness Award. So these two dogs, we'll talk about Commando first. Commando's right here, and he's a 7-year-old adult male husky. And we always talk about strengths and weaknesses because everyone has them. And Commando's strength is that he is fast. Oh my goodness. If you want to go down the trail fast, you want him in lead. But sometimes, since he's so fast, his body isn't as tough as some of the other dogs. So that is his weakness. Now let's meet his brother. 1 year older brother. This is Dutch on my left side. Now Dutch, his strength, he is tough. He is. Boy, if you want a dog who's going to be out there and he's going to be in it to win it, he is a tough, tough dog. But his weakness, he's not fast. Isn't that crazy? So these two, they make a perfect team. One of their strengths is the other one's weakness. And that's why teamwork works. So these two dogs and the remainder of the dogs, many of them you've met here at Husky Homeroom, they're a pack. They're a pack here at the kennel. They're a family. They're a unit. And we have similar goals and we have similar lifestyles. They don't have the wild traits, of course, of a wolf pack, but they still are a pack. In our pack here at SP Kennel, it is governed by 2 rules. The first rule is that there is a leader. And the second rule is that we have one unified goal. So, number 1, I am the leader of the pack. This has actually never been a debate, and it's not even a positive or a negative thing. I raise my puppies with a tremendous amount of love, and I bond with every single one of them. Hi, you coming up now? Good boy, they take turns. Okay, maybe not. Anyway, you don't have to look at it as a leader as being someone scary or dominant or angry. It means when you are the leader that you look out for the needs and the wants of all of your teammates or pack mates. Now, when they're in need for something such as more food or attention or rest or shelter or any of these things, a pack leader gets it for them. A pack leader doesn't use force. A good leader always looks out for the needs and the wants of their team. I know my dogs intimately, as you probably could guess. I know who's the smartest. I know who's the best lead dog. I know who's the bravest. And I also know who's timid or who's shy. As a leader, hi buddy, I want to look out for everyone.
Please come hold the lead dog.
Okay, to do the shake now? You want us to do anything?
Yeah, sure. You can do it and let me know. I do have to do a whole bunch. I'm going to wrap a lot of wrists. Like, maybe all of them. I don't know.
The bravest dog.
He's one of the bravest dogs, too. But he's definitely the biggest. But sometimes little dogs can be brave, too.
Oh. Once I see the littlest one.
The littlest dog is right here. And she's brave, too.
She's brave?
Yep, she's pretty brave. Come here, little brave dog. This is Bone Dog. Bud, how are you, buddy? Waylon, you look scrawny like a whippet. You want a blanket?
The second rule is that we have a unified goal. That's right. Here at SP Kennel, the dogs and the humans have one unified goal. And that is we love to run and we love to race. Now, dogs and people who aren't as physically active as we are, we actually need to respect their choice of not getting out on the trail and running around day in and day out. And in the same sense, they need to respect our choice because that is what my pack loves to do. We love to run, we love to race, and we love to explore the amazing Alaskan wilderness. Having different opinions and different lifestyles, it's okay. It's actually good. It's important, however, to remember to respect the choices that others have, even if you don't agree with them. All right, now let's look a little closer at how I communicate with my dogs. I offered you something and you didn't take it. Here. Are you ready to go? That's pretty cool. No, isn't it? I know. we're doing this part because it's mellow right now. And I know how crazy you can get. So. Come on, Wayne. Right. All right, find that trail like you've been doing. Hey! 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 Go, Aliy! Woo! Thank you. All right. Here we go. There are two main categories in which I communicate with my dogs. The first is vocal communication, and the second is body language. Now, vocal communication. As I stand here, I talk a lot. I talk to you, and I talk to my dogs. And I'm sure that they understand some of the words that I'm saying. But more than anything, they follow my conversation and my general ideas from the manner with which I speak. When I'm excited, they get hyper. When I'm calm, they get mellow. When I speak very fast, they get nervous. When I'm silly, they know that it's time to play. This kind of communication, that's kind of normal everyday life. But did you know that dogs actually know specific words? And there are many dogs that are trained to know a lot of words. Our dogs, not only do they know their names, Commando, Dutch dog, but did you know they also know other dogs' names? If you think about it, we're always traveling in a team. And since I'm always talking to individual dogs, it's pretty simple that they would learn their teammates' names. Still climbing those hills. Good dogs. Nearly getting to the top of this one, right, Kimo? Good boy. Good boy, Lester. Good dog. It's pretty amazing how many words they can learn. Specifically, dog mushing commands. Dog mushing commands are rather important. I don't know if you know or if you've ever noticed, but when I am mushing a team of dogs, of huskies, they're out in front of me. I'm on the back of the sled, and there are no reins. There's no physical way that I can tell Commando to go left or to go right, except by vocally commanding him. So, turn right is G, turn left is ha. There's a good loud word for stopping, and that is whoa. There's also a word that we use quite often because at times there are distractions on the trail. Caribou, moose, people, trucks. So you'll have to tell your team, on by. The other thing I tell them often is straight ahead. Stay straight ahead. And I don't know if you've noticed, but in some of my videos where Dutch might be trying to find the trail, well, I give him permission and I tell him, look for it. Look for the trail. The last thing, one of my commands that's really fun, is I use kind of a non-word. I use yip, yip, yip. And that means, if you guys want to run faster, then let's go for it. So, those are just some of the commands that we use when we're mushing a dog team. Now, the last thing that I do vocally is I howl with my dogs. Now, I don't think that I know the right accent to use, and I'm not entirely sure that I know what I'm saying. But when you howl with your dogs, "Boo!" dogs. I don't know what exactly it means, but I feel like we are truly a unified team, and that's what's important. All right, the second way that we use communication with dogs is through body language. Now, I use a lot of hand signals, and I use my right hand since I'm right-handed. One hand signal is actually out and down, and that means calm down. But interestingly enough, the other command that's very similar is out with fingers towards me, like this. And that means come here. Very small differences can be picked up in your hand signals. There's another one that is out and pointing, and that means stay. But if I'm out and pointing towards the horizon, that means go that way. Do you think you can pick up those differences? These guys sure can. And then I also use facial expressions. My dogs love, hi buddy, to have eye contact. That really connects us as a pack. And we can calm them with different eyes, or you can get them excited, or you can mellow everyone out. So eye contact is a really big deal.
Coordinated blankets. Those are pretty styling, you guys. What?
I'm known as a very good communicator with my dogs. And perhaps that's why we do so well in races. What do you think, buddy? What is it about our communication that makes it so successful? Well, I think there are 5 rules that make our communication work as well as it does. Do you want to hear them? Okay, number 1. Always communicate clearly. Always. Now, as I said, this doesn't have to be all verbally. You can use any kind of communication skills you need, but make sure you are clear about what you want. Otherwise, you're going to end up mushing backwards. Mostly, I think that's an error that people make because they're not specific enough about what they want in their communication. Even if your best friend, they might not think exactly the same way that you do. So you have to be specific. That's number 1. Communicate clearly and be specific. Number 2, make sure you realize that communication goes both ways. Doesn't it, buddy? Doesn't it? You trying to tell me something? You trying to tell me something? You always have to realize that dogs and people, they might be telling you something the same time as you're telling them something. So make sure that you listen as well as speak. That's very, very important. The third thing is don't lie. If you're communicating with someone, don't lie. Don't fib. When you lie or you fib or you tell a non-truth to a dog or even to your friends, you're actually lying to yourself. And that's the biggest crime of all. Because you aren't telling yourself the truth. And that's an injustice. Most of the time, dogs know when you're not telling the truth anyway. So, Imagine if they know you're not telling the truth, where is that going to leave your relationship? Not very good for the future, is it? So, that's number 3. Don't lie. Number 4, this one's a biggie too. Stay calm. Oh my goodness. That goes for some of the most stressful times in the world. You might find yourself in situations that, you just want to hide your head under a pillow because they're incredibly stressful. Don't yell. Don't scream. That's not going to help anyone. Try to remain calm. Panicking has never helped a human or a dog. So that was number 4. Stay calm. And lastly, you want to know what number 5 is, Commando? Do you? You want to know, but Dutch said he doesn't want to know. Actually, he already knows. Don't you? Number 5, stay positive. Oh my goodness. Throughout your life, you are going to hear people tell you, think positive, stay positive, be positive. And you know what? They're correct. I know sometimes things look really rough, and oh my goodness, how can you possibly stay positive when everything seems like it's going against you? But the best thing that you can do for yourself and your pack is to look to the future on a positive note, because then you're striving towards success instead of striving towards failure. So, do your best. Number 5, stay positive. So, communication. What do you think? It's really what holds us together, isn't it? It's what holds families, schools, packs, friendships, even states and countries, that what hold us together. And sometimes we all have miscommunications. All of us do. But what we do need to realize is that there are people and their dogs out there who live different lifestyles and have different opinions and different unified goals, none of which are right and none of which are wrong. But they're just different. If we can keep all of our communication open and honest, vocal, body language, even howling, then we'll be better off. All right, guys. That's all from Husky Homeroom today. My Iditarod dog team is a group of individuals born and raised at my home. I find tremendous satisfaction in racing my dogs. It's not about me winning Iditarod, it's about me breeding, raising, training these Alaskan Husky puppies. All of them who are individuals that have dedication and commitment to give me their absolute best so that we can race the Iditarod. In the end, I'd rather come in second place with my dogs than first place with someone else's. And I have.